We find a way, baby. Fever down. Bow, bow, bow.
Man, I think it's the next step up mentality as far as players. Our shifts keep changing. Everybody doing a different role, and so I think we all got the mentality where you give and you sacrifice, and I think that's what y'all see.
The Indiana Fever just pulled off the unthinkable, and they did it with Caitlin Clark on the bench, facing a fired-up Dallas Wings team fresh off a tough loss to the Sparks. Everything pointed disaster. A sellout crowd of 20,049 filled the arena, ready to witness Clark battle Paige Buchers for the very first time in the WNBA. Instead, they saw something even more shocking. And afterward, Aliyah Boston summed it all up in just 6 words that explained why this one meant everything. Fever fans, light up the comments. Backhand index point right. I've got the fever. Let's go.
Yeah, I think for us, it's about knowing that basketball is a game of runs, and they made their run in that third quarter, and honestly, just continue to stay composed and take it each possession at a time is something that we've been working on, and so for us, that was our focus, is get a stop, go down and score, get another stop, and we try to get a kill.
Picture this, the whole WNBA buzzing. Clark versus Buchers, the number 1 pick of 2024 against the number 1 pick of 2025. This wasn't just another game. It was a matchup fans have been waiting for since draft night. The Dallas Wings knew how big it was, so they made a bold decision. Moving the game from College Park Center to the massive American Airlines Center, home of the Mavericks. Think about that. You don't shift the game into a 20,000-seat arena unless you know something historic is brewing. Tickets vanished instantly. Social media exploded. This was set to break records and prove how far women's basketball...
Finding out this morning that we probably need to hold out again today. It's just, it really is a day-to-day thing. And I think for us, making sure that we're prioritizing her long-term health and wellness. It's anybody who's had some of these types of injuries understand that sometimes it's a process. She's a quick healer, and she's been doing everything that she can to get back on the floor. So, we just want to make sure that we're hypersensitive to the big picture.
Then boom, just 2 nights before tip-off, Clark's groin injury flared up. The most hyped matchup of the entire season, suddenly in jeopardy. Thousands of fans who bought tickets just to see Clark go head-to-head with Buchers now face the possibility it wouldn't happen at all. The buzz turned to panic. Would Clark play? Would the showdown even take place? Nothing was certain anymore.
I feel a disappointment for them more than anything because, you want them to see her at her best and us at our best. I hate that for fans, but at the same time, again, for us as a team and for Caitlin as a person and player, her health and wellness is the priority.
And the timing made it worse. The Fever had just been blown out by the Los Angeles Sparks the night before. Without Clark running the show, they looked completely lost. The pace? Sluggish. The ball movement? Non-existent. Aliyah Boston barely touched the ball. Everything that made the Fever dangerous collapsed the moment Clark went out.
I think the biggest thing for us is our attention to detail in our screening. We've got to be great screeners. We got to make sure we slow down and use our screen and our spacing. We've had some games where our spacing has been poor, and that has not allowed Kelsey to get downhill, and it hasn't allowed space for Aliyah to get going either. So I think that the 2 most important things for us right now offensively is attention to detail and screening and spacing.
Dallas smelled blood. They knew exactly what happens when Indiana plays without Clark. The offense stalls, Boston disappears, and the whole system falls apart. It looked like the Wings' perfect opportunity to deliver a statement win. But here's the twist. Even with Clark's status uncertain, a record-setting 20,049 fans still showed up. They set a new Texas women's basketball attendance record, not even knowing if the star of the show would play. That moment alone, proof of how far women's hoops has come and the unstoppable energy of this rivalry.
We'll start Ari today. We'll start her and bring Sid off the bench a little bit. I don't want to take Kelsey out of what she naturally does instinctually on the wing and overload her from a point guard perspective. So with having Ari and having Sid, they'll give us a couple different looks right there.
The Wings ended the night convinced the Fever were finished. A wounded squad, cornered and easy to finish off. But Coach Stephanie White flipped the script with a curveball no one saw coming. She started Ari McDonald for the first time all season, ripping the scouting report to shreds. Not even Fever fans knew what this new look would bring. And what unfolded, it revealed a side of Indiana no one had seen before. From the opening tip, boom. The Fever didn't just survive without Clark, they erupted. McDonald came out flying, pushing the tempo like everything was on the line.
Charles can't finish.
Gotta finish that.
Oh, beautiful pass. McDonald counted in one.
They run.
She was everywhere, running the fast break, slicing into the paint, finding open teammates, making people forget Clark wasn't even on the floor. Dallas came in with one strategy: shut down Kelsey Mitchell, and Indiana would collapse. But suddenly, they were facing McDonald's downhill speed they hadn't prepared for. She ripped the Wings' defense apart, creating lanes that had never been there for Indiana all season. Total chaos, the best kind.
Can't finish.
As a big, you gotta lean in. You can't be falling away.
McDonald has been outstanding.
And get this, McDonald went perfect from the field in that first quarter. She wasn't just launching shots. She was picking her moments, making smart plays, and elevating everyone around her. The Fever drilled their first 7 shots in a row. 7 straight makes to start the game. You almost never see that kind of flawless execution, especially from a team missing its superstar.
Inside, can't get it. Lee Yu-Ru can't. Here comes Natasha Howard. 9-0 run for Indiana. Lexi Hull carries the 3.
It seemed that
You gotta get out on her, ladies. She's shooting 51% from beyond the arc.
this is a
That energy unlocked Aliyah Boston. Finally, she started getting the touches she'd been waiting for. You could see her confidence grow with every possession. With McDonald's speed forcing Dallas to scramble, Boston had the space to dominate, scoring inside, cleaning the glass, and reminding everyone why she was drafted as the franchise cornerstone.
Shooting to open the game. The Wings are only 2 of 14. Howard lobs it inside Boston, and Maisha Hines-Allen got lost. Allowed for the easy 2.
and you down to Natasha, and she's going to get in the paint. And so the defense has to step up to protect the drive, and now she puts that air on the ball, and AB is able to finish that shot at the rim. That was beautiful.
And here's the real kicker. The crowd that came expecting Clark versus Buchers ended up seeing something even bigger, a team finding its identity. This wasn't about one player. It was 5 moving as one. By the end of the first quarter, Indiana had blasted Dallas 33-13, a 20-point lead in just 12 minutes. Even Dallas fans stood and applauded. That kind of respect from the opposing side, that's how undeniable the Fever looked.
This is what they do.
Yep. Sometimes you're going to have some back-to-back games. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get in the gym and practice. You got to.
Huh.
Good night.
And again, the veteran schools the rookie.
Kelsey Mitchell caught fire during that stretch, but she never forced it. The Fever's ball movement was so crisp it gave everyone clean shots. Mitchell poured in 10 points in that opening quarter, all in rhythm. This wasn't about copying Clark's production. It was Indiana stepping up together, but then Dallas answered back. They cracked Indiana's defense. Shots started falling, and that huge lead shrank fast. The tension was thick, and Paige Buchers, she delivered a masterpiece. 27 points with a flawless stat line, 25-plus points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 0 turnovers. Something never done before in WNBA history. That wasn't just a great game, it was a career-defining moment.
Paige is just such a smart player. She reads defensive well. She knows how to pick you apart. And so when you play against her, you have to make sure that you're aware of where she is at all times. And also she does a great job of putting her teammates in great position. So for us, I mean, I feel like it's kind of similar in college and in the league. Like Paige is just playing great basketball and making sure that she sets up her teammates for the same.
The Wings clawed back into single digits. The nerve set in. It looked like the Sparks collapsed all over again. Slowing pace, sticky offense, bad decisions piling up. But Mitchell wasn't letting it happen. She flipped the switch and took control. dropping 32 points with 7 assists on 11 of 17 shooting. And these weren't wild heat checks. She read the floor, made the right plays, and never let the pressure rattle her. It was the kind of takeover even Caitlin Clark herself would have respected.
Every little thing matters.
Mitchell gives it up. Natasha Howard, beautiful shot. Howard with a double-double of 12 and 11. Indiana by...
Then Aliyah Boston took her turn. She delivered in the clutch, swatting shots, pulling down boards, and hitting big free throws. Boston closed with 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting, sinking all 3 from the line, plus all the gritty plays that win championships. The building was electric, both teams trading blows like heavyweights. Big shots, instant answers, nobody backing down. It was a kind of game where fans stood the entire fourth quarter, knowing they were witnessing something special.
Incoming! In! Yo, great job. Okay, great job. We weathered a storm. We found some toughness in the fourth quarter to be able to get stops and to execute, right? We grew tonight. I mean, it really, everybody just good stuff, okay? Good stuff all around. It's a big time win for us on a back-to-back at the end of a tough road trip, so good stuff.
Hey, one more. Coach's 100th.
All right, let's go. Here we go. Together, 3, 1, 2, 3.
In the closing minutes, Boston looked around and spotted Fever jerseys scattered throughout the stands. And it clicked. After the game, reporters peppered her with questions about Clark's absence to pressure and how they pulled it off. Her answer? Just 6 words. Every game is a home game. That line hit different. It explained everything. Why they never lost faith, why they stayed locked in, and why Boston and Mitchell had the final push to close it out 94-86. The Fever proved their identity runs far deeper than one superstar.
There were a lot of Fever fans today at the game. What does it mean to you to just have their presence with you wherever you go?
Every game is a home game. I think you see that. People show up, they show out. I think it's great for this league, just people continuing to come to games and watch, because I think when people show up to watch a game, they might have came for one person, but they leave liking many more. And so I think that's the way you look at it, right? You've had this arena that's filled and people are coming in, they're like, whoa, I like her, she's tough. And so I think it's just great for the game.
Boston was right. Fever fans travel. They bring energy into every arena, and it showed. Every big play got loud cheers. Every run sparked standing ovations. Fans may buy tickets for Clark, but they leave cheering for the whole team. Those 20,049 who filled the American Airlines Center came expecting Clark versus Bukers, and instead witnessed something better. A team finding its voice, refusing to fold, and proving basketball is always bigger than one name. That's how you build lifelong fans, and why this Fever team feels different.
Likewise, I take pride in wanting to see people I've never seen before. So when you see different players that you admire and they want to support us, it's kind of like, oh man, they actually take heed to what we do and what we bring to the table as a league. Like she said, you kind of appreciate the fact that people want to watch us play, and it kind of brings confidence to the game, so to speak. So it's a really good thing.
Kelsey Mitchell echoed that same message. She said seeing Fever jerseys in every crowd actually changes the way they play. It fuels confidence, keeps the energy flowing, and helps them attack. It becomes a cycle. The fans pump up the players, and the players give the fans something real to cheer. And Boston's 6 words, every game is a home game, instantly became a rallying cry. Because this is bigger than one superstar. It's about family, connection, and resilience. When fans make every arena feel like Indy, that's how you build something lasting.
Did you kind of feel a sense of urgency there that the team responded to, I guess?
Great use of the word urgency. That's honestly been the topic of conversation for us, is making sure that we have a sense of urgency on the offensive end, on the defensive end. And once again, leads did slip away in this game and last game, but for us it's about making sure that we turn that page, we get back the lead, we keep it, we get big defensive stops. And you understand, once again, it's a game of runs, and you just have to make sure that you have the best one at the end.
And make no mistake, this wasn't just about upsetting Dallas. It was Indiana proving they're built for something bigger in 2025 and beyond. They now sit at 8-8, third in the Eastern Conference, 2 games behind Atlanta and 4 behind New York. And when Clark comes back healthy, she'll rejoin a team that just prove it can thrive under pressure. That makes them dangerous. Up next, the Commissioner's Cup final against Minnesota, then a 5-game homestand in Indy. The road ahead looks brighter than ever because this Fever squad isn't built around just one player anymore. They're built on heart, depth, and belief that if you got the fever, drop in the comments, "I've got the fever." And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a moment. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.